G'day mates, in today's video I'm going to kick off talking about the new buff to the EvoChrome weapons, especially the EvoChrome AR. If you are not using this weapon, you are losing. Trust me, this is one of the most broken ARs we've ever had in the game, and I'm going to show you why and break down exactly what they changed to make it go from being one of the least used guns to a gun that I guarantee is going to dominate competitive. Also, we just had the FNCS Invitational prize pool announced. A lot of people a little bit upset with it, so I'm going to break it down and let you guys know everything you need to know. So, there's a lot to talk about. Let's just jump into it. Let's talk about this giant buff to the EvoChrome weapons and why you 100% should be using the EvoChrome AR. So Fortnite Status tweeted out, "We've released a balanced hotfix for EvoChrome burst rifles and EvoChrome shotguns. Increased floor loot availability further. Uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary versions can now be found in chests. Greatly reduces the damage needed to upgrade at each rarity tier." Now, let's talk about why this is such a big deal. The EvoChrome shotgun, don't worry too much about it. Yes, you find them in higher rarity. Yes, you can level them up easier, but unfortunately the gun itself is still just, in my opinion, not very strong. It shoots fast, yeah, but it just doesn't do enough damage, and the horizontal pellet spread isn't it. But the EvoChrome AR, this is where things get spicy. This assault rifle is absolutely busted. You should 100% be using the EvoChrome AR, and I'm going to explain why in a second. So now you can find it in better rarities out of chests. It's obviously not as hard to level it up, but they also reduce the amount of damage you need to level it up, and leveling up the EvoChrome AR is better than leveling up any other weapon we've ever had. You know that feeling when you went from having like a blue shotgun to a spaz when at 200 pumps, it was like next level. That's what each rarity of these EvoChrome ARs do, because at each rarity increase, it shoots one extra bullet on top of doing extra damage. And when I show you some clips in a second of how pros are using it and a bit of analysis that I did in Battle Labs, I'm going to show you why that's so broken. Let's just look at the damage stats different. So previously before, to level it up, you had to do 215 damage. Now you only have to do 100. That's from uncommon to rare. Then from rare to legendary, or rare to epic, is 500 to 200. Epic to legendary, 850 to 400. And then legendary to mythic, 1800 to 1200. So those first few rarities are really quite easy. If you're playing a competitive game, even just arena, and you're W keying people or you're taking enough fights, you're going to level this bad boy up. So let me show you why that's such a big deal. Why is going up in rarity such a big difference? I went to Battle Lab and I got each of the EvoChrome ARs because they're not in creative, just so I can show you the difference. So you'll notice the green EvoChrome AR starts with only 2 bullets and it does a fair bit of damage to walls, but nothing too crazy. But wait till I start ramping it up. So the blue EvoChrome AR has 3 bullets and does some pretty ridiculous damage to builds. Nothing too crazy yet, but let me get there. Then you have the epic EvoChrome AR, and now we're starting to talk. We are now shooting 4 bullets at the top rarity right now. So purple does 4 bullets, legendary also does 4 bullets, but look how much more damage the legendary is shredding. You can almost one-tap wood walls at legendary rarity. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, Aussie, I mean, that's crazy, but like the hammer's pretty good. Nah. Let me show you a clip of how pros were using this today in pro scrims. This was Acorn and Edgy in Endgame in a pro scrim, just absolutely shredding everybody from high grounds.
Looking down. Just blobs. Yo, you don't have a top, bro. Yo, your top was gone. Right here, this kid, I just quad picked him. Point. Yo, you're dead. Reload. Shoot. Oh,
dead.
Nice, dude.
Oh! I'm on low right now.
Yep, we have every layer claimed. It's a 2v2.
Okay.
We have to start pressuring. Spray. Right here. They're literally scared. Try not to stay ahead. Just stay like this. Just spray. Oh, they have it. They have it too.
44. Where's this guy's teammate?
I'm dead. Wow, I just died.
As you can see, just absolutely disgusting. And getting legendary rarity is now not hard. You might even just find legendary in your chest, but now that you can find green, blue, purple, and legendary in normal chests, not just the chrome chest, there is going to be a lot more of these in endgame. I could very easily see Epic nerfing the damage, especially to builds a little bit. The damage ones through the builds, because it does have a fair bit of recoil and hip firing is a little bit annoying. I mean, what am I saying? This thing is insane. If Epic doesn't nerf it in some way, I'm going to be be surprised, but we now have an entire 2 days of tournaments. We have day 2 of the divisional cups for every single division, and then we also have our first money cup starting tomorrow on the Saturday. Again, as always, if you want to see how this AR is going, you want to see all the action, twitch.tv/Aussie Antics. I will be live as soon as this video goes live, watching all the regions, and I think this AR is going to cause some issues. If you're not abusing it, you need to start. There is a very, very good chance Epic will nerf it very quickly. Now, let's talk about the FNCS Invitational prize pool, the first major LAN event since World Cup, and we finally have the prize pool being revealed, and a lot of people are pretty upset. And I know what you guys always do. I always see this in the comments after I talk about prize pools. There's a bunch of people who get really angry, be like, these kids should be grateful. They're 15 playing for thousands of dollars. They could be working at McDonald's. I get it. I do. I get that sentiment, but we need to break down what this means for the future of Fortnite and why it is a little bit concerning. So the Invitational prize pool just got announced. First place is going to walk away with $200,000. That's $100,000 each. And last place is going to walk away with $1,000, which is $500 each. That is less than the EU FNCS Grand Final prize pool for the last FNCS. That was first place walking away with $300,000 and last place walking away with $1,500. So you can see why people are upset, because this was the crowning tournament since World Cup. We're getting all the best players around the world, putting them on one room, seeing how they go and seeing what happens. And it has less of a reward than just the EU FNCS Grand Final, which was one region playing from home. And obviously there's 6 other regions when FNCS is on. I get it as well. I always hear the argument. I'm fully with you. A LAN event takes more money to run. That has to come out of the prize pool somehow. I get that. Getting 100 or more than 100 players, including all the backups, getting their families if they're under 18, putting them up in accommodation, the setups, getting the staff. I get that. That costs money. But I'd be lying if I didn't say I was a bit disappointed myself. Just because, like, Fortnite, the prize pools are, I don't want to say everything, but this isn't like a traditional esports. These players aren't getting insane salaries being signed to orgs, where even if they come last in a tournament, they're still making hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars a year. These guys are pretty much living off earnings. That's basically it. A lot of these players who are going to this event aren't getting signed to orgs because orgs just don't see the value in signing Fortnite pros, because Fortnite just isn't really facilitating an ecosystem where Fortnite orgs can thrive. It's not like League of Legends or Valorant where, you know, like up on stage, they're wearing the jerseys with all the logos on them. In previous tournaments, for example, Fortnite has actually limited the amount of sponsors that players are allowed to wear on their jerseys, making it even harder for orgs to justify paying their players. So this isn't me just saying this. Fortnite has made it hard for orgs to thrive in Fortnite. So these players rely on earnings, and yeah, $100,000 each for first is a lot of money, but this is the major event of the year. The years since World Cup, we don't even have an FNCS this season. Technically, this is it. So I was thinking a lot of that prize money from the FNCS we're not having would go into this Invitational, would go to the best of the best and would generate that hype. It just looks like this season Epic is saving money, and I'm not really sure where this sentiment is coming from. I get it, competitors not doing crazy right now, but that's why I was kind of hoping Epic to, like, you know, kind of really inject some money into it, inject some hype and start generating the excitement around competitive. I think obviously maybe they're saving this money for like a Winter Royale, or potentially people are saying a World Cup, but I wonder if that's just us being too hopeful, because the signs are pointing towards Epic just putting less and less into competitive, and it's sad to see. I'm still incredibly excited for the Invitational. Maybe Epic will put all that money into production. Maybe there'll be some really sick hype trailers coming into it. We've seen how good the stories, the battle buses have been to generate excitement. Maybe all that money will go into that and the production, and we won't need to worry too much about the prize pool to generate that excitement. Like, if you watch a Rocket League Major or Rocket League Worlds, the prize pool is actually far less than this, but it's far more exciting because of all those extra factors. So I'm not saying this is the end of the world. I'm not saying Epic completely dropped the ball, but you can see why people are upset, and I wanted to at least share it with you. One of the biggest issues when it comes to competitive Fortnite more than other events is the fact that everyone gets money. Like, that is always one of the main issues. So right now at top 10, you're still getting $20,000. Then it drops down to $16,000, $14,000. But when you're going to 50th place, when every single player there and all the teams get money, you kind of get it. But when you look at World Cup, remember World Cup, first place for solos got 3 million, which is obviously Booga, but 11 to 50th all got the same money. And that was in duos and in solos. In solos, last place got the same amount of money. It was ridiculous, but it was $50,000. So I know this isn't World Cup. I wasn't expecting that level of prize pool, but I was expecting a little bit more. Speaking of the Invitational, I'm still very excited for it. I know I haven't been doing too many videos on it. It's because not only are the drop maps changing every single day, like I talked about in a recent video, the map is literally going to change between now and Invitational. So I will start generating some hype when it comes around. It is November 12th and 13th. I actually have some pretty crazy announcements coming up for things I have planned for the Invitational. It is going to be 2 of my biggest streams ever. I'm really going all out for this. So I want to make sure this is clear. While I am disappointed in the prize pool, I am still incredibly excited for this event, and I hope it is what turns around the hype for competitive Fortnite right now. You guys know, I'm always honest with you on my thoughts. This is a big deal. I wasn't going to lie to you and say that I think this prize pool is crazy, but I do really want to see the hype start to pick up for the Invitational. You guys know the deal. If you made it this far, you obviously liked it. Please chuck a like on it, subscribe to the channel down below, and I'll see you in the next one.